Yo, what's up, guys? We got something different today. So, today we're going to be looking into the very exciting Flyff universe. We have some videos that were posted on the development Discord for monster scaling and leveling. So we're going to be looking into that stuff. Joining me today is Martician. Woo! I've known Martician for a very, very long time because of Flyff, as well as Fugal in the chat. Some of my longest gaming friends, very close and dear to me. So, I honestly really cannot wait for this game, so shall we kick it over? Look at this. So, yeah, we haven't got our faces or anything fancy because we're getting nostalgic with our characters. I am Rubedo Carito, or as most people know me as on Flyff, Rubedo. Let's go and say hi to Marty. Hey, what's up, Marty? Oi! How's it going?
Well, it's going good. Definitely looking forward to what these videos entail for us today.
I know, right? I can't wait. Oi, Marty! Yeah, it's Martician. So, should I start the intros and where I came from in Flyff?
Sure.
Or do you want to start?
No, I'll take the floor.
Alright, I'll take the floor. So, Jesus, I couldn't even tell you which version I started, Flyff or Fly for Fun. I was 15 when I started, so that was like 17 years ago, so probably like version 5 or something. I played it with school friends, like it wasn't a super serious thing. Took a bit of a break and then I came back and it became serious. My main characters, obviously, when I first started the game, my name was Doomsday181, edgy as fuck, son. But I deleted that character and I started afresh when I came back in, like, I want to say like V9? I think I met you?
Yeah, sounds about right. I think it was V9. I think I met you like Darken City, just outside towards Darken 3.
Yeah.
In a little underground area, we just flew into each other, just trying to kill Rangas.
Yeah, and that would have been on Rubedo, but definitely. I had so many characters to list. The ones in the picture on the left, the 1v1 BP crit monster Rubedo, and then on the right is my 1v1 Knight Philo, the fat. Everyone just called the Fat Space Knight.
Yeah,
like
the
yeah, the Fat Astro. He was commonly known as. No one called him by his name. It was just Fat Astro. It was great. Who else was there? There was Albedo, Allegretto, Meowster Xiaofang, my Siege RM. There were lots of characters I had.
At least your characters had normal names.
Yeah, you
got so much more.
Okay, so we're about to get cancelled in about 5 minutes because of Martician's names of his characters.
Oh no.
Hit it. Cancel us.
Okay, well, I first started playing this game back at the end of version 6, where they changed the PK system in the V7 release. Back then, I had absolutely no clue what I was called, because I didn't play on the PK server when it happened. After that, I swapped to, I think, Glaffen? Or Moshikoyo, the server. It's interesting, and yeah, I've played so many characters that I deleted. I also had the character Bloodhawk, which probably Fugal still remembers, the little, because that's all, I think it was the account I met him on the Garden of Rises, where we would level together. And now we go to my spicy code, because I was a little kid, I was an edgelord, please forgive me. The account I was mostly known on was Pimp. I had an account named Erotic. I had an account of Clockworks, like the new EU server where it was called Lesbian, Underdog, Hack, Doll, I basically, like, I played this game so much that I have every third job at least 2 to 3 times at level 150. I needed help.
In all fairness, in your defense, the leveling in this game is really therapeutic.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Painful. It's painful, but if you got the Q amps and the friends, it's good.
If you had like a 48 hours stream where you're just singing Bon Jovi with your best friend while leveling, great times.
Yeah, getting drunk.
Yeah, good times, good times.
Yeah,
best weekend of my life.
Yeah, same here actually. Like, I still tell people that story. They're like, what's the best MMO story you got? And I always refer to when me and you got drunk. We did 48 hours straight of drinking.
Yeah,
with
like a 48-hour Skype call without interruption. That was like a world record on its own.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was so good. I remember you crashed on the last night as well, so you left me to level everything, and I was panicking on the last hour of our Q amps because I was like, "We're not gonna make it! We're not gonna make it! We're not gonna make it!" We made it.
Energy drinks later.
We made it, barely.
That night. Oh lord.
Good times, good times.
Yeah.
Dude, we were 130 for years, and we just thought, you know what? Let's just get to 150.
Yeah, let's just get it over with. Might as well.
Yeah.
Only live once, right?
Like, there was no point in getting to 150 either. It was literally just because
just extra HP for siege, guild siege, and just extra beefness to just beam people in the arena. That was literally the only reason. I had bragging rights at the time. And then they find at least 150 dungeons where you needed to pay to win to even get to the end. Good times.
You didn't pay to win anyway to do the normal ones.
Oh yeah. Well, normal ones were, at least I did them when I did the Clockworks. We did it with really skint gear, me and David. And we were one of the first to get like drops of Clockworks.
Damn.
Like, I think we were like the second or third people to get like ancient weapons in the server. But like the previous content from like Cove, Ancient Cove, and the Abyssal Dungeon, Abyssal Cave I think was it called. Like, we were like one of the first to get the weapons for that for our own characters back then. Like, we were scaling heavy in that game. There was no life here. I feel like that's like the thing with Fly, but I still miss it to this day. It's just mainly because I just have this much knowledge of the game that I can just I go do this, then I'm going that way, and then I should have enough HP or stats to just duo a dungeon with a friend and just get gear for both of us.
You're our Flyff survival guide.
Yeah, I even made like a farming guide for Flyff Wilds, a Savage Wilds. But it was a really bad video. Don't look it up, please. It was so. I think I even private it. I'll probably unprivate it for those who really want to see my really bad guide. I literally just told you can do this. Like, you can do this without any funds, and they show the most overgeared yo-yo Jesse you've ever seen in your life. Oh, it was so bad, but it was great. I really want to start making guides again for Flyff, which is mainly going to be focusing up during the release of this.
Do it, man.
Yeah, I definitely want to make some low gear, like a guide where just people can farm their own gear and just gear up themselves without being reliant on either like credit card borrowing their way to like the gear by just like selling G-pods or whatever the currency is going to be to get some in-game money, but just like you start off with noob gear, noob class, and just farm their way to the higher tiers.
I'm just gonna mindlessly beat stuff up.
Yeah, that's
with a party of people.
Just, yeah, and then people just like for example, like guides like just make a ranger, get it to level 80. If they have wilds in there, I hope so. They can just perfectly solo wilds on it as a as a ranger or even a yo-yo jester, but it's harder.
Yeah, because it's closer range.
Yeah,
it's a closer kiting distance.
Definitely.
But yeah, since the theme seems to be on leveling, what do we know about leveling so far in Flyff Universe? There is a difference between the original release, right?
Yeah, oh, that definitely is, because when I played the beta or / alpha, not sure what you want to call it, last year, is that they actually made parties useful for once. instead of, you know, like, you were literally just grieving your own party members by being near them. Like, everybody has those memories where you were, like, at cranes or garbage spiders, and you had, like, a big-ass party, and like, oh, great, let's level together. But it was actually really bad. It was an efficient way to do. Because how we know Flyff work, the most efficient way to level is have a level 1 character on a level 1 broom follow you around in a level 8 contribution party. And with nobody else near you.
Yeah.
But even gave you like a 0.1% higher EXP rate than normal. Like it gave you like a little bonus because how glitchy it was. But how they've done it now, at least during the beta, is they have made it easier to level because like there's like a little percentage EXP gain ramp all the way to level 40 during the beta. And they said it's going to stay, so it's going to be easier to level. Not too much easier, but you know, if you know where to level, it's still going to be easy. And they made it so that instead, like, the more people there are around your level near you when killing things, the more EXP you get. So you get rewarded on a contribution party for actually killing with an 8-man party.
So the leech is larger.
Yeah, the leech basically like you don't get you get like a higher reward for actually killing things because it's a contribution part. So the more you kill, the higher XP you gain. And it was one of the most enjoyable ways to play Flyff again when I was doing the beta. It was absolutely great. I was having a great time.
There's more of an incentive to actually squad up other than having a level 1 leech and just go flying solo.
Having a level 1 leech is bad. Because you get less EXP overall. Because now you have more people actively killing in the same area where you get like leech EXP from, but you get a massive boost from just doing it yourself, and it's just so much better. It's gonna be absolutely phenomenal when this game gets released and you go out with like an 8-man or 4-man squad of friends, and you're gonna go slapping those little walking mushrooms left and right. They won't know what hit them.
You know, Mars Mine is gonna be a nightmare day 1.
Oh yeah,
dude, the fight. Oh. It's gonna be like RuneScape, where you get that one guy who's like, my tree, my uncle's a developer on this game, I'm gonna get you banned for stealing my tree. It's gonna be like that in Mars Mine.
Just tell him to just try me and I'll just No, please do. Like, please, to honest dear God, I want to be the first one to get banned on this server. Please. Make me go down in infamy. In the history books of the game, being the first one, it's gonna be a bragging point. Like, first person ever to get banned plays Flyff again.
Dude, you know what? I feel sorry for anyone that if they do a PvP server, I feel sorry for anyone that crosses like a Demian or Yeti OG.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be fucking brutal. That's gonna get nasty.
It really depends on how much they're going to change the skills. Or like ASO, I know they're going to change. They're going to balance it. They are redoing Hunter. Why do you keep calling it Hunter? They're going to redoing Ranger to make it actually like a potent things, because you had like skills that's scaled with intelligence for whatever reason, like the buff duration of nature. They're going to do a lot of rework to make it a lot more balanced.
They're keeping Psykeep melee ball knockback crits, right?
Yeah.
Because that thing is amazing. The way you can juggle people.
It was officially decided what they were going to do with it, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's going to be changed or whatever.
So they've actually mentioned about the Psykeep juggle
I remember them mentioning it like months ago. It's so long ago that I really can't remember.
Okay. That was the most troll build anyone's ever done in Arena.
Yeah, like it's the same with like later when they released the old Guardian weapons, where you had Mage Slayers or whatever you want to call it, where you had like an old Guardian in your main hand and then like a blade weapon with attack speed on your left hand, and you would just start shooting those Mage bolts.
Yeah.
At max attack speed. That's great.
Oh, yeah,
some people just flying non-stop to the literally just flying high to the sky out of the arena. And it's like, oh, there you go.
Good times.
And the nastiest thing about those mace crits is it's based on your attack, but the crit rating of the enemy or something. It was a really weird calculation. It was either on your attack or even the enemy attack, like whoever you were attacking. if it's crits or not.
I remember there was a bug for the longest time on Flyff Gold, and I remember enemies would do 100% knockback on you. Can you remember that bug? And it made it impossible to sell tanking service.
Oh no, I think that was like a non-PK, like, okay, we always played on the PK server, and there you can literally just steal mobs, because it's a part of the PK system, you don't like it, just kill them. And the different one is like non-PK servers, if you are targeting the monster, they have like an KS prevention system, which is really bad, but that's like for another day, that's a story for another day.
Yeah.
And as long as the tank was kept targeting one of the mobs in the entire pack, you could not AoE the things. So they had to cancel the targeting by hitting escape, and then hope, and then pray to, because there was like one monster left you couldn't kill, because that was like KS prevention.
Mm.
It was like in V20 or V21 or whatever version that was back then. It was just bad, and it just really hurt the tank, because they randomly added it to PK servers, I think, for like a patch or two. But I noticed it the most on like non-PK channels, and since Yeti/Demian was always PK on every channel, where you could literally just murder someone if they looked at you the wrong way, or they gave you the wrong time. You know, if you asked them what time is it, and they said it's 3 o'clock, but it actually was like 5 o'clock. You could just PK them in return. But yeah.
So, out of curiosity, did you notice anything about monster scaling when you played the alpha?
No, I did create every single class during the test.
What was the max level? Was it 60?
I didn't bother to go past 50 at the time, because I wanted to get every character to 40 for the beta rewards. Because during release, if you got a character to 40, you got like a little goodie for the beta test.
So
I just wanted to see like how different classes felt, and they weren't that changed at that point in time. They weren't changed that much. They felt good, but
yeah, I don't think you really see the changes until you get to like level 90 when you unlock
90
everything.
Plus where you actually see like the proper.
Yeah.
Like,
and even then, I think like base skills is still, you're not gonna see like level 1 fucking Azel. I don't think you're gonna see much of a change. Maybe like spell speed, maybe.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm really interested in what they're going to do, how they're going to change, because like PvP was a more like peak servers. As much I don't like playing them, the one thing they did good was PvP balancing. Certain PvP centered P servers.
I don't know.
Yeah, the game itself is really embedded. Like I've played a Clockers, I've played like they call it a Bill Poster BP or Force Master, like the level 150. And there I had like a tank set which pushed me to almost 1 million HP, and I had like an ASAW for 860k damage if I swapped to my damage gear.
Yeah, just good old gear swapping.
Like, and the best thing about, like, the best meme I remember about Flyff PvP specifically is that basically they said that Flyff is the only game where people log in once a week to run in a circle for 10 minutes, and that's it.
It's so true.
It literally is true. As someone who's done a lot of like guild siege, like Clockworks, and like
at like Mach 5 speeds.
Yeah, they jump and they just fucking disintegrate. Like they go into space, and then like 5 seconds later they just drop down like 5 feet in front of them. That was like the US clock. That was like the non-Clockworks PvP, because on Clockworks you didn't have velocity scrolls, which made PvP a lot better. Yeah, they didn't want to release the scrolls because it just screwed over like guild siege.
That's a smart choice. I bet that changed it up quite a bit.
Oh, it made PvP different to an extent where you couldn't just cheese your way out by just flying like Superman into the moon, and then wait like 5 minutes, like a bit, literally just a half time of siege before you land again. It was just bad. That was such a bad. Even just delete those outright. Like you have them, okay, here have like hundreds W coins. And, there you go. Go buy a QAmp or something, kiddo. like a bubble gum. I don't know.
Alright, shall we react?
Oh, definitely. We've been
shall we react? Let's put the video on and pause this music. So, the first video is monster scaling in Flyff Universe. So, they are they're doing a lot of changes in this game, so we're gonna react to two of them, which is the. I don't think the leveling is going to change. Like, there's going to be a bit of difference. Like I said, you're not going to be using a level 1 leech.
Yeah, you're not going to be
in a full
leveling
party
alone anymore. You're going to have fun with actual friends. It's going to be wild.
Yeah. So, shall we watch the 9-minute video?
Definitely, you can hit play.
And we can pause any time just to kind of react on stuff and just discuss, I suppose.
Certain level.
Do you want to press the play?
Oh yeah. Okay,
at certain level ranges in Flyff, some monsters' health begins to outscale the experience they reward. With more health and less experience, players often skip these masker pets altogether. Hey everyone, I'm Bluekey, and today we'll be taking a look at the scaling changes for Flyff Universe.
Oh, I can't pause. You have to be the one to pause. So what he means by skipping enemies is some enemies are better to kill even though lower level because they mob better. And Flyff is a mob-based leveling experience. It's not a 1v1. It's how much you can it's how much you can group up and kill in one go.
Exactly.
So I think that's what they're changing here by the sounds of it. They're making it more of a 1v1 experience.
Flyff was great back in the day and is horrible now, I heard.
Yeah. It's not enjoyable anymore, for sure. But this is basically Flyff Classic at this point, and they're doing a lot of balance changes. They're changing some minor skills. I think they're changing how AoE works, right? I did read that somewhere. I think they're just doing like damage potencies or something. I'm not sure. We'll look on the Discord in another.
They are scaling with you have like the intelligence BP builds. I think they either change it to a different stat or something like that. At least I know for Blade it's a fact, because with Blade, if anyone who used to play Blades like me, like one of my first characters was a Blade, and I loved the class to bits, but it was kind of gimped because if you wanted to be an AoE Blade, you had to go full dex with a little bit of HP with like historic access back in the day. And really because your AoE skill scaled with dex, every Blade skill scaled with dex instead of strength.
Yeah, it's so how they're doing it is you can buy outfits. The only pay thing is outfits as far as we know. Leo.
Yeah, during the beta, I've had a look at the cash shop, and for example, anyone who played the game knows that how good a Dragon Cloak was. It gave you like a flat 520 or 320 attack bonus, which is huge in the early levels and great for later levels. And they still had the Dragon Cloak in the cash shop, but it had 0 stats. It didn't give anything, and it was literally just a cosmetic thing. And what's still up for debate is that they want to either try selling red scrolls in cash shop or make an NPC item. We don't know yet what decision will be on that. I guess Gala will be starting to push and to put it in the cash shop, but hopefully they have the backbone to just say no. We're gonna put it in the NPC shop. Red scrolls.
Oh right, yes.
But those are still less powerful than they were in the original 5. It's like 50% of their actual power.
Oh really?
Yeah.
God damn.
Mia's great though, because it's kind of dumb that you were like Red Scroll relying to level properly. It's bad design. Like the only thing I really find is just cosmetic things and amps if they're going to add it. Like I'm fine with just amps. Those don't have a lot of time to play the game. Buy a few ES amps, no Q amps. That was just overkill.
That's a conversation I want to touch at the end when we finish these two videos. I have a lot to say about amps and stuff like that, and I do have my opinions on it that I do want to save after we've watched the leveling video. So we'll get to the opinion and chat stuff later.
Let's keep the if you have any questions, keep them till the end of the videos, because we're gonna react to and answer them to our. We
are definitely playing it, Noza. We've been waiting for this game for a year and a half. We've been waiting for this game for a long time.
I think I've been in Discord since the first announcement, which was like 1.5 years ago, and I've been the first beta I joined. I joined the second beta. I was 1 day too late for the first beta test.
I never joined any because I was doing my masters.
Imagine doing a master's, nerd.
I know, right?
Imagine getting a degree and not doing anything with it.
Press play.
Anyways,
Let's go. Scaling time.
yeah, let's watch the video before we get off track even further.
As players progress in a game, so do the challenges they face. The damage required to defeat foes increases, and typically the rewards along with it. Sometimes rewards scale vertically, providing more experience or currency, and other times they scale horizontally, providing new avenues of strength without increasing a character's stat-based power. When evaluating the rate at which rewards should increase, designers must consider the average rate at which a player's power increases. In addition, the options for how players progress must be equally rewarding, or players will only focus on the part of the game that gives them the most rewarding experience. In Flyff PC, each new level range provides new masker pets to fend off for experience, along with new set pieces for each class to collect. Taking a look at the available options for leveling, it's observable that certain level ranges have scaling issues where some monsters are rarely if ever fought. These monsters sometimes have too much health, provide too little experience, or the other options are too lucrative to pass up. Let's take a look at what makes a quality leveling area in games like Flyff.
Quantity. It's all
Quality
quantity.
leveling areas in games provide enough enemies for players at a given level range to grind without creating steep competition among players. Enemy respawn timers should be short to replenish the field quickly enough for players to engage the game without pause. The combination of the number of enemies in an area along with how quickly they respawn determines an area's effective spawn density. Higher spawn densities mean more active players can participate, but the rewards for a leveling area must be equally balanced to drive player interest. When designing the progression of where players are intended to go next, new enemies should provide a clearly positive change in rewards at a ratio equal or less than the effort required to defeat them. For example, if players don't receive enough experience from the next area's enemies in return for the time spent fighting the enemy, they'll likely stay put in the previous area to level up. Sometimes reduced experience can be okay when an area's rewards are focused around other features where players find value, like money, rare items, or materials necessary for upgrading equipment. The Iblis dungeon in the St. Morning Desert features monsters that have a higher than normal drop rate for uncommon weapons, and the unique ability to drop powerful upgrade materials typically reserved as drops from giants, power dice 10 and 12. The monsters here also drop the same booty from monsters of similar levels, offering players an alternate way to complete quests while grinding items. The Iblis dungeon provides an excellent example of an area that can feel good for players to level at despite an increased challenge and lower effective leveling speed. Players can make the choice to trade leveling speed for increased items and even have unique opportunities unattainable from normal leveling areas. Scaling begins to sour, however, when alternate areas or the next logical stage of progression feels like a step backwards.
Hold up. Pause it.
Players headed
Okay.
What was he on about with items? Was he basically saying how items make the difference between how fast you kill a mob?
Yeah, like it helps calculate, like, 'cause if you have like a monster, like if he only gives you EXP and no items, you get like an increased EXP reward. If he has really like an increased drop rate of like moonstones, like he talked about the Saint Morning Cave in the Saint Morning Desert,
Yeah.
like back in the Flyff PC, you would have like a ludicrously high chance to drop like moonstones and sandstones. Like we both abused the hell out of it back in the day. Like we dominated that cave on our server.
Shh, shh, you're giving it away. Shut your dirty mouth.
But also Flyff PC. Here it might be different because
For sure.
And he talked about like the sort of moons again. And this version, instead of like moonstones and sandstones, you're gonna get paradise. And that helps you in upgrading your gear from like to you have like paradise from +1 to +4, which you can use to upgrade till +4. And
Yeah,
then
they
paradise
tweeted that
+5
one
and
out.
higher. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like a
was
video
really
on
cool
that
one.
for like another time.
Yeah.
But so basically, if they have like a increased chance to drop rare upgrade material, then it would come at the cost of EXP gained from killing them. So it's a trade-off. You want more loot, you get less EXP. You want more EXP, you get less loot.
So is that like a toggle?
No.
So how does that work then? Because
Depends on the monster you were killing. Like every
oh
monster has,
right,
like,
okay. So different mobs have different aspects to them. Some of them are for items, some of them for right. Okay, now I understand. Because
like
I was listening and I was kind of not grasping what he was saying. I was like, okay, but thank you.
Yeah, like certain mobs have like because I know from like the really really old V7 days.
Yeah,
Have like an increased chance to drop even +9 items.
Rockapellas.
And Vedaskis.
Yeah,
That was my go-to moneymaker back then. And I said
Rockapellas
everything
were
to
mine.
NPCs like the little noob I was. There I was, a level, what was I back then, like 30-ish? Running around with the full +8 Vagrant set. Oh, what a time to be alive.
Bet you felt
But
like
yeah,
God.
like basically like each monster, like I think that dungeon monsters have like less XP and like more rewards. But who knows? We'll see that during the full release. And we're definitely gonna do a video on that, like during the. We're gonna do some research on it and then just like release a video on where to grind for what, etc.
I mean, I'm gonna be streaming the entire process anyway.
Yeah,
so
I'll mainly be focusing on YouTube content. I think for like guides mainly. That's gonna be my thing.
yeah, I'm probably just gonna stream a bunch. I'm not sure if I'll even do YouTube. I'll probably do YouTube for like podcasts and talks and stuff, but
fair enough.
I'll just YouTube mostly all of it.
Okay, anyway, let's
join
continue.
in with people. Yeah, let's go.
Let's continue.
To a new leveling area need to feel rewarded for taking that next step, but sometimes players are instead rewarded for taking 2 steps. New balancing to the rate at which Master Pets gain health in Flyff Universe improves the scaling oddities found in Flyff PC. At the southern coast of St. Morning, there's a desert filled with creatures players will farm before hiking up the mountains to totemias and card puppets.
Never touched them.
Masker Pets are an early example of where the experience to health ratio in Flyff Universe has been
Mantis was just too good as a mob.
In Flyff Universe, Bucros have received a 50% reduction in health compared to Flyff PC. Seeing the massive health drop may come as a shock, but what makes the health change so necessary? Roaming not too far away at the end of the desert are the Dumbbells. A normal Dumbbell sits 4 levels above the normal Bucros, making Dumbbells 2 steps away from the Bucro in terms of leveling progression. The expected leveling path in the St. Morning Desert after Bucros would be fighting the Hobos, followed by the Dumbbells after that. Interesting, however, Dumbbells possess half the health and less attack than the Bucro, but give more experience in Flyff PC. When a player decides the best location,
I never did Bucros
for what
either.
reason would they
Too
take on
much HP.
Bucros for such a
same.
minuscule reward? Perhaps if the Bucro had much better item drop rates or provided a special resource needed for the player, grinding the monster could provide value. However, the Bucro has no such traits. So, in Flyff PC, it makes sense to skip straight to Dumbbells and reap bigger rewards for far less effort. With the health value changes in Flyff Universe, the Bucro becomes more accessible as a leveling target. Players may feel their time spent collecting Buc rings for an experience quest to be more valuable, and won't feel the need to immediately skip ahead to higher level monsters. By giving more Masker Pets value to the player base, Flyff Universe combats the scaling fatigue that forces players away from certain monsters in Flyff PC, and prevents players from gravitating towards a singular leveling area. With an elevated focus on group play and a larger expected player base than Flyff PC, spreading out where players are spending time on their grind will be a critical part of producing a quality leveling experience for players.
That's pretty neat. Not gonna lie, that is really neat. That they are reviewing it that way. Like
I think
the
they
mobs.
should, because there are like so many mobs that just are not worth the payoff for the effort you put in there. Like I forgot the name for like the little stone goblins on the right of the Bucros that have like a stun ability. They can stun you.
I know which ones.
And it's just not worth the time you lose on them. So you just skip straight to Dumbbells and just pray to any god you believe in that you actually survive them.
The only factor I have an issue with that he never touched on is the quantity is also one of the biggest factors in leveling on Flyff PC, and he's not touching on that at all. Like, he's coming at it with a 1v1 perspective, and I understand that based on how they're focusing the level experience on this, but people are still going to do it the AoE way, because guaranteed that's going to be the fastest. Still,
I mean, like you and me are probably going to team up. Like, you're probably going as a knight, I'm going as a ranger.
I bet you.
Tag team that.
I can do one video that will blow up, and not a lot of people know this leveling trick. You know it because I showed you it, because I was the one that discovered it. The mush poi trick on the mushroom.
I think I'm not gonna say they fixed it, but I vaguely remember it being mentioned and it was gonna get fixed. But you'll find out during release.
When I started telling people about it on Flyff PC around Flyff Gold, yeah, everyone was abusing it, and it kind of got fixed on Yeti, and then it worked again.
Because if they just randomly just spawn on top of you, like, hello.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
the lights out.
Yeah, exactly. But
fixed by accident.
you never know. It might work on this. I'm definitely gonna try it.
Yeah, I mean, it's worth trying it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He says on the podcast, telling it to everybody that's watching.
But it's, you're gonna try the old exploits.
Oh, definitely. Like, I'm also gonna be testing out if we can manipulate spawns again.
In my defense, I'm not gonna be doing any of the harmful ones. Just some of the more helpful ones. I'm not gonna do the trashy ones like, dupes and shit, because guaranteed they're not gonna work. They're fully aware of the dupes. They're fully aware of dupes.
They're coding this from the ground up, so it's not gonna work the same way if they're gonna be a dupe. I hope they're gonna patch it out, because they seem dedicated to this dev team. I'm really
I remember on OG that dupe lasted ages and it was devastating.
Yeah, and they took too long, and then it was completely ruined everything.
Yeah,
and then they just decided to just remove everything, and they just hit so many people in the crossfire. It was disgusting. I was one of them. Like a jewelry set, and the next day, because because I paid like a lot of in-game gold to get it at the time, like everything I had at the time, I just farmed for that for like half a year. And then I bought like the Rudolph set for my bill poster at the time, and then next day, because these couldn't be attained legally, so they were just going to flat out remove every Rudolph that was in existence. Just flat out removed it.
Ooh.
Because you could get it from like guild seas boxes, and then they probably just duped like the amount of guild seas boxes by just an infinite amount, and then just open them until they got like Rudolph sets, and then they sold them to people for like in-game gold.
Yeah. Sorry if we are off tracking a bit, guys. We are on a bit of a nostalgia trip. So it's gonna happen a lot. We're gonna be like nostalgia tripping quite a bit. Shall we watch some more?
Yeah, let's continue.
Let's go.
Spawns so that appropriate monsters for their level formulates half the picture.
Oh yeah, there's the garbage spiders.
A quality leveling area.
Ciliacas or whatever they're called.
Yeah,
that's
the one.
Population for a given level.
And I can't remember what the mud things are called.
They're also redoing like the titles you get from Monster Hunting.
Oh, are they?
You can suggest a few.
Nodes and respawn time
oh yeah, I see. Yeah, I voted on a bunch of them.
Not an effective next step for player progression.
Definitely going to be hunting for a specific one.
Tackled the spawn density.
Yeah, it's a Google document, isn't it?
The number of spawn nodes for nearly all monsters in the game.
Oh shit!
Monster areas have much better density, allowing more players
to increase
leveling without an oppressive amount of competition from
like this, but then times 2.
It's still gonna be oppressive. The people that are gonna be selling tank in service is gonna be nuts.
Oh yeah, I definitely want to capitalize on that.
Oh yeah, you want to be leveling day 1 for sure.
Players fight them for the first time. Players will notice that the health scaling curve has been flattened and made linear to provide smoothness to how monster progression feels. Extreme jumps in health will no longer be a concern. Let's examine a classic case study from Flyff PC on the challenges in health scaling. As players work their way through the monsters of Darkon 1, they complete their journey at the capstone monsters of the area, the crane machinery. After making it to level 69, players are on par with the next step up, the Ciliacas. However, Ciliacas provide only a 50% increase in experience gain in return for nearly double the health and almost a third more damage dealt.
Yep.
Such a massive leap in difficulty leads players to historically stay at crane machinery much longer than intended.
I'm also going to add this. When this was designed, these leveling areas, having elements on your weapon was also a much bigger deal than on your suit. Because if you had like an element on your suit, even just a +3, you could have the possibility of getting hit by zeros.
Yeah.
And they removed that in like feed 9 or feed 10 or something. That I love that system because it was like one of the systems I actually had to think out or change your element of your weapons to the type of monsters you were going to be leveling.
It only after whatever the rework was, the only difference it made was PvP. Literally the only difference. Because there were some people, so like I always aspected my weapon with wind because green's my favourite colour, literally.
Mhm.
And if someone had earth, I think was the opposite to wind. No, it's fire.
Yeah,
fire.
Because
So
Earth was
if
strong against wind.
if someone had fire armor, I'm one shot
Mhm.
critting you. Where I wouldn't
Yeah.
usually one shot crit someone.
I know.
So it became a PvP thing. I thought that was lame.
Yeah, it was late, but almost no one knew that.
Mm.
And the thing is, in PvP during like all Clockworks, I actually just one day I would just record just guild siege or just look at people's gear for like the main contenders against their guilds, and I would just write down what elements or weapons were, and I would just get like whatever was the most, I would just suit against to like element my suit against. Anyway, let's continue with the video.
Yeah.
Around the time players reach level 70, the rate at which characters gain experience slows down significantly. Because progression begins to slow and the next monsters are so unsatisfying to level up against, Crane Machinery ends up being the last monster many players ever fight in Flyff PC. I believe in combination between the quality increases of the leveling areas and the focus on group play in Flyff Universe, we'll finally see an experience where the average player enjoys leveling enough to continue on. Flyff Universe offers players better monster health scaling to make leveling more enjoyable. Players can expect to move on to the next leveling area and feel rewarded for taking on new challenges. Improved spawns will make supporting group play possible and bring to life locations that have been historically ignored. Thank you to everyone watching this far. I'm so excited for everyone to experience the new scaling changes in Flyff Universe. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to like and subscribe so I know you're enjoying the content. Leave a comment below with other Flyff topics you want to hear about, and it might just make it to a future video.
I'm gonna pause it here and I'm gonna drop the video link in the chat for the people who are interested in this video, for example. They can drop a like and just send hi that you came from us.
Hell yeah.
There you go. There you got the link to this video. Give him a like, give him a comment, help him out, he's a fellow creator.
Oh, thank you.
With
Before we do the leveling one, I don't know, like I'm really hyped for the changes they're doing. This is just like obviously my speculation and opinion right now. Don't take my words as fact at all.
But like the most is going to be speculation. Unless we know it's a fact, that we'll mention it.
Yeah, like I like what they're doing and what they're going for, but I understand it from a 1v1 perspective, but I think they've completely not looked at the mobbing side here. The entire time, I was thinking, all you're doing, like, the moment they said, we're increasing mob spawns, I just thought instantly, anyone with an AoE and a tank is going to dominate that entire area and fuck everyone over. It's over for everyone else. Like, you want to be leveling week 1 if that's the case. It's going to be a rush.
Support. So if you know someone have a friend who loves playing support, make him your best friend. Give him some fashion to learn. Give like guild ribbon to you to make sure that he keeps following you around for some leveling.
Well, I think Noza in chat just said they want to buff class, so I said Ringmaster.
Oh yeah, Ringmaster. That's the go-to.
So you want to go assist, Ringmaster, and then you have no choice to go Seraph. So
yeah, I don't think Seraph will be released anytime soon though. Like I believe the cap was at 120. I'm not too sure what the cap was during beta.
Are they doing Master? People voted for Master, right?
It's up for debate. I think the most votes were just skip Master entirely and go straight to Hero.
Oh right, yeah, that was it. Which I'm a fan for.
Yeah, like I'm divided because I love the Masters, where you literally go back and you basically get
Half
like
EXP.
50% of the EXP, but you get rewarded with 50% more base stats you can add to your character.
But they just
I
add the
love
base
that
stats
design.
to the
This is the
hero.
only game that basically has like a new game plus mode.
Yeah, like, I see where you're coming from, but all they do at that point is just slam you with all of those stats, which is like, what, 300? Probably more than 300 stats.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I
a
think at
lot.
level 90 you could get like the 255 stat title.
Yeah.
It was level 100, I don't know, like either 90 or 100.
Is it a different company?
So,
Yeah, I think it's a European company.
yeah, this is like a French company, Snigu, is it called? And they literally just bought. They really wanted to make a better Flyff, and they decided to go the legit way by obtaining a license.
You
And
don't get
a
your
dev
super
license included. So
abilities till
basically,
130.
they are basically in charge of all the changes they're going to do to the server. So they're in charge of the cash shop, etc. Which is great. So they literally got like a dev license for what I know, which allows them to just make changes to the game. Because the problem with like old Flyff was, if there was a problem, a bug, like Webson, G Potato, they couldn't do it themselves. They had to go in contact with someone in Korea at Gala Lab, where there was a huge language barrier because Koreans and English, Korean, like the Korean language and English is not a good combination. And a lot of them just don't flat out speak English in Korea. Like, let's be real. So yeah, that was like the main problem, like the language barrier. Like they would just like chalk it up, and they wouldn't do anything till like 6 months later, and the problem was already extrapolated to like a bigger problem. So but since they can do it themselves, if there's a problem, they'll just do it themselves. Done.
Sidekeepers Noza are highly underrated in a dungeon.
Oh yeah, they're the best.
Their defense down, yeah, and they can ignore. They can put defense down on the target as well.
And ignore block rates, because
yeah.
blades got absolutely scuffed in high-end content unless you were like insanely built, like one of my blades. Like I was like overgeared to the teeth.
We had a couple of sidekeepers in our guild.
Yeah.
Momo and
Oblivion.
really
good, but it's mind-numbingly boring. You're literally just spamming Spirit Bomb non-stop.
Yeah.
Even as a Mentalist? No. Was it Mentalist? What's it called, or was it?
No, yeah, it's Mentalist. Oh, you missed out. Psykeeper got insane at 130, especially if you're critting your normal left clicks.
Yeah, like I love the skill of like the Elementalist, like the third job of Psykeeper. It was great.
No. Elementalist was.
Elementalist, that was
Magician.
The other magician guy. What's his face? Elementor. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the third job for Psychic, it was great, but like, it had insane skills, but they were very underperforming. Like the problem with it was that like they did less damage than just spamming Spirit Bomb. The debuffs were great for when you went in party to the dungeons, but nobody did the dungeons in the party because you were just better off on your own. But if you had like a Blade Witch and you did like the debuffs on them, oh lord, Psykeepers were the best tanks in the game. They had, I believe, equal HP gain per stamina point as Knights, or just less. Like, they were they were a really tanky class, and people underestimated it so bad.
Instead of typing it out, Noza said he didn't get that far because he just didn't have the time to grind. That's probably a good thing, because I did an Amplus 1v1 leveling just out of curiosity to see how long it would take. It took me no bullshit longer than a year. And that's till a 130 hero.
Yeah.
It took a very long time. It took a lot of people at least 2 years. That's with working and stuff as well. Pain. It was faint. It was
during Clockwork's EU server release, like what 2016, 2014, whenever it was. I did a 1v1 battle RM with only normal ESMs, like no QMs, because they weren't released in the first 2 years of the server. And I think it took me the entire first mod of the server to get to 130. I was like the first Seraph in the server. And it was as a 1v1 battle RM, but I was geared to the teeth. I had like the Christmas set, which was I believe like a really good 1v1 set. I think it was like the dinner set, I think it's called, like the one before. It's a little bit hazy on the names.
I wouldn't know, I wouldn't
it was great, but I only used ESMs, I used 1v1, and I did like more damage than most blades around my level. It was funny to see. Because they're just looking at me like, damn, boy! And the thing was, like, even with amps, I think I got like 0.01 per mob I killed. So yeah, leveling was dreadful. And there was such a stark difference between, like, from level 58 to 60, leveling was dreadful because you were missing the stats from level 60 to actually kill those monsters in Flyff PC. And then you suddenly went from 1% per kill to like 0.2. Like an 80% drop in the percentage gain per mob you killed. And that was even in the premium areas.
There's no premium areas, and you know what?
Here they are.
We can talk about that at the end.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll save that till the end because obviously I don't know. So shall we watch the leveling video and see what it's about? We haven't even started yet, and we're an hour in.
Oh boy!
With massive changes to quest rewards, the party system, item drop rates, and more, players can expect an all-new vagrant leveling experience in Flyff Universe. Hey everyone, I'm Blukey, and today we'll be taking a look at the different paths a player may take on the way to obtaining their first job class.
Oh yeah.
No one's going to be questing, at least the old people.
No, not at all.
The journey in Flyff starts with the base of all classes.
Unless it gives good weapons like greens and stuff.
Like the
Vorpal blade.
Guiding players through the mechanics of the game.
The level 15 green set is really good.
It stops gaining experience and can then embark on the quest to take a first job. For new players, the journey...
Speaking of sets, they're going to reworking all the green sets. Like, so they actually there literally is a point in using the level 90 105 sets for certain classes instead of being stuck with the cruiser set till like level 130 on your ranger.
Oh, so you mean like because I was 1v1 BP, I was stuck with either the level 91?
Yeah.
It was either the level 90, it was the level 90 and it was the roadie set and the Alex set, which was the crit one.
Yeah, and I think from what I remember during like the early game demos that they're going to look into all those sets and reworking them to make sure that it is like in the non-1v1 version, the 1v1 version for like on each like level bracket base. So there is like a point in upgrading your sets instead of like holding tight to your cruiser till you literally get dropped in your grave.
Right, okay. So they're reworking the greens then, everything's viable no matter your build.
They're reworking the greens, they're reworking the weapons, everything, and hopefully they're doing a good job by adding enough sets for a variety of gameplay. Because, for example, I love the old historic axes. For blazers, they gave you 40% HP per axe. That is 80% on blades. I was a tanky boy and I was a happy boy back then. And then they changed everything for a blade to 1v1. No more AoE weapons for you. So, and it really made me hurt because I had like really good like 8 pierced stamina cards for blades. Oh, I love that weapon and I just got memed. Anyway, let's go. The video.
Journey to receiving their character's first job quest will round out the base game knowledge needed to progress and pique their interest for what's to come. Flyff Universe has new mechanics to explore in the starting area, but some veteran players will still likely skip the scenic route for this tutorial-esque section of the game.
There we go.
Whether new or returning Flyff players, all players will need to complete the Vagrant experience to explore the rest of what Flyff has to offer. When loading up the game for the first time, some will look to pick up every quest, explore every nook and cranny, hunt down giants old and new, and generally absorb everything there is to see on the Flaris continent. Others will focus on the key optimizations to get their characters from level 1 to 15 as quickly as possible. In collecting data for this video, I've gone through the initial 1 to 15 experience twice, once from the perspective of someone completing every storyline quest, and another from the perspective of a player preferring to grind their way to 15. From the two perspectives, I've noted the key choices that may affect your leveling experience, including some optimizations that
What
can
level is
make
he?
a
Level 7?
significant difference over the course of a player's journey. Let's take a look at the different choices a player can make for their character that will change their Vagrant leveling experience.
The drunk guy.
For players hoping to rush ahead to level 15, the biggest factor between gaining or losing time to the grind will be whether they choose to complete the quests along the way or focus on killing masker pets. Along my first...
The one thing I want to know is just look how big that inventory is.
Holy shit! Oh, that's probably dev power.
No, I can't remember this wasn't the thing during the beta yet, but it was bigger. But it's definitely going to be like something along the lines of this, because that was like the main problem I had. But yeah, freaking love when they had like increased backspace like this.
Yeah,
it.
if there's that much backpacking, I'm happy. Inventory and Flyff was the worst.
Because look at this, basically just like an infinity logo at the bottom.
I think they're looking at it because of you're not allowed to multi-log.
Yeah.
You're not allowed, and everyone multi-logged for bank characters.
Yeah,
I think this is just them. Yeah, dude, I had stupid amounts of accounts that were just storage space.
Yeah, I had like storage character 1, bank standard 2.
Yeah, exactly.
Storage hoarder 69 because I was an edgy little kid. And yeah, like, I had an ungodly amount of storage characters, but you would literally need them. I made accounts specifically to store my 3 character slots, specifically store all my stuff from farming events.
Because our
broomsticks, that might come in handy maybe 20 years down the line, which I never did, and I completely forgot to log into that character. But yeah.
Our aggressive
hoarder, like our accounts. If we ever get those accounts back, it's literally going to be like an episode of Hoarders Extreme.
Oh yeah, well, our guild was known for being aggressive farmers, so we needed them.
When they have an item, but I want that, and they just come like 2 hours later with like 50 of them because you've been non-grinding.
Yeah.
Good times.
It's like, oh.
First journey as a Vagrant, I took on every available quest from level 1 until my character hit level 15. If there was a quest I knew became available, I went back to town and picked it up. All of these quests reward experience. Some of them reward Pena, consumables like food and potions, and a few of the core story quests even reward players with permanently unlocked additional inventory space.
Excuse me?
Oh, no way!
They are per time spent, however. For players who want to be immersed in the game, exhaust all of the NPC dialogue, and generally complete the available content, it makes sense to take the time to speak to.
Hopefully we get the option to literally just pay to unlock the backspace you get with the quest.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you on that. That's brutal for the people that just want to do the mob grind, because questing in... I don't want to sound shitty, but questing in Flyff is horrible.
Like, the thing with questing in Flyff or FlyFF PC, like anyone in the chat that actually has played back then, knows that if you did a single quest out of the 3 quests you could do for EXP, you are literally just handicapping yourself. Because you literally got more EXP from killing 5 monsters than the entire quest chain.
Yeah.
It wasn't the Red Bang chain quest, or wasn't the Vorpal Blade quest, was to unlock the Red Bang quest. And the red spider, like the Green Emerald Spider quest, wherever it was. Which you unlocked at level 60. Like, there were 2 quests at level 60 which you could do for good EXP, and then you did the Vorpal Blade quest to unlock one of those quests at level 60.
I just remember it got to the point where I'd done quests because I just did them for the sake of it to see if there was any story. And I remember I got to the point where what's the big forest part called when you in Darken 3? We're just past the Mush Poise.
That's a good question.
The opposite direction of Cranes and stuff. So you don't go towards Cranes, you go the other way, and you've got the massive forest. I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, exactly. Watangas and what have you. I remember I got to the the Antiquities and Watanga, and I can't remember the other mob, and I done those quests. The amount they ask you to kill is torturous. And it's
it's not even the amount of kill, it's you need to grip the quest item, which was an ungodly amount.
Yeah.
Like, the only thing quests were good for was the master stage, because if you just saved up all those quests, and all the quest items you put it in your bank, and then when you went from 120 to level 60 master and handed in every single quest, you got around level 80 to 90 master.
Dude, who's handing in QI for quests? You're using that shit on your guild.
I know. The thing is that it was a leveling method I found out for my 16th character or something. Oh, let's try it out for the memes. Might as well. I have money to spend, get some low level mobs to grind those quest items for and just buy them off them. They get some good money and I get to run a test. And I got level 80 to 90 master out of it from level 60.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping he's going to
for just standing there handing in quests for half an hour.
I'm kind of hoping he's going to touch on the EXP gains on quests. They're going to have to bump them up, not even double them. It's got to be unlocked.
He's probably top. Yeah, I mean they're definitely going to be reworking them if they.
Oh hell yeah! Hell yeah! It's going to be pretty big EXP gains just from the base reward.
I know. I'm probably going to grind it, but I'm going to be a pissy little child. If they're going to make it so that they have to do those quests at level 130 or whatever the next level is going to be. They're like, oh, you want to get more inventory space? Yeah, do this level 10 quest. Look, I'm gonna be annoyed. But yeah, so hopefully they're just going to make sure you just unlock it with Pena instead. They probably will. This is going to be a quote-unquote money sink.
Yeah. I hope they have an alternative.
Especially if you're going to make a new character, you don't want to go do all those quests again. I don't even watch the quests of Final Fantasy XIV. I've been playing the game since 2013. I haven't seen a single cutscene. But I'm probably gonna get a few knives in my throat for saying that for people who do play Final Fantasy XIV.
In all fairness, I would just ignore them. You play the game. It's your experience. You play it how you want to play, and that's kind of the same thing with this.
Mainly because of Flyff, I've never been used into quests. I just don't care. Because stories like that, they just personally don't work for me. The only game that ever touched that did it well was Tree of Savior. Let's just say, we've sent out a bunch of fake letters to make sure that the demons don't find the true hero. Okay, that works for me.
Dude, MMOs have never done. MMOs have never done stories well, ever.
The only that tackled why are there 50 others Warrior of Lights here? Why are there other 50 World Saviors here? The only game that's done it well is Tree of Savior.
Hmm.
They love to say, they're just fake letters because we don't want the demons to find the true savior, you. They're all just fake letters. They're literally just meat shields for you. to create confusion in the demons so they can't pin down who's the true savior. I mean, I think that's a good enough explanation for me personally. But anyway, back to Flyff, what we actually streaming about. Let's continue.
Everyone, check out the shops. Take a look through the upgrade mechanics at Boboku, and buy a collector to start making money from breaking down collector monsters.
I think you get them from shops.
The moments at the start of a new game are precious, and taking the time to appreciate all a game has to offer can build the foundation for a beautiful game experience. For those that have goals more aligned to level progression and gear, getting to 15 quickly will be imperative to maintaining an edge over other players. Not all quests are efficient to complete on the way to 15. From my experience in 2 playthroughs as a Vagrant, there are 2 quest lines I believe every player should complete simply from the sheer value the quests provide in experience and item rewards. First, let's cover the introductory quest line. The first quest line players receive in the game comes from the general store vendor Louis. The quest guides players to learn the basics of how to buy items from vendors and initiate basic combat. The entire quest line takes about 12 minutes to complete and will advance a character from level 1 to 4 or 5 depending on the number of monsters slain during the quest. In addition to the high experience rewards, the final reward of the quest line grants characters 50 biscuits and a choice of either 50 mana refreshers or 50 vital drinks.
That's actually really
Food
good.
and vital drinks were critical in my playthroughs to maintain a consistent grind without having to frequently sit and rest to regain health and FP. Without outside interference, players have absolutely no way of earning the required pinya to afford that many consumables by level 4 purely through grinding.
I think they
highly
just soul
recommend
bounce.
all players, regardless of
If you look in the inventory, it's like a little slot, like a little hang lock on the cookies.
Wait,
and these are soul bounds.
Oh, right, yeah, I got you.
Well, that way you can't just keep creating new characters to farm like a 50 billion of these cookies and start making like a cookie empire or something. So that's actually smart. Because it'll prevent early abuse, like unhealthy gameplay.
Yeah, people selling them for under the actual in-game.
Yeah.
And undervaluing the actual game, yeah.
Exactly. So they tackled that already, right? Okay, anyway.
of preferred playstyle, complete the introductory questline, which should allow players to stay out into the field
Like
until
cookie
nearly level
clicker.
10. The collection quest for
That was
Laywolf
cookie
Nice
in
one,
the
though.
12 to 15 area is the second questline I recommend all players complete. Players will need to collect 4 of the quest items, which drop from Laywolves whether the quest is active or not.
And they added DPS
No.
meters.
At level
Oh,
13,
you can also do
players
laser
have
thing.
likely
Great.
already
Yeah, they got
begun to fight
DPS
small
meters.
Laywolves, and should be able to collect the 4 needed
Oh, yeah, I
stones
remember that being a
before
thing
they
in the
reach
beta.
level 14. Levels 13 to 15 begin to take a bit longer than previous levels, and the boost from this quest that players will naturally complete by grinding can cover enough experience to skip a third of level 13.
That was actually decent.
Reviewing the best quest to complete, you'll notice that the quests I highlighted have a large level gap between them. In the first playthrough focused on questing, I completed 13 quests, but took a total of 2 hours and 40 minutes making it to 15. My second
Yeah, you
playthrough
parry.
only focused
Oh,
on the
shit, you
efficient
parried?
quests, with the remaining energy put into grinding monsters.
You
for
actually have like a
experience.
notification for it
In
now,
total,
but it seems to be the
grinding
monster
method
parrying
was
instead of
much
blocking.
faster.
Like they block or parry.
Finishing the level 1 to 15 vagrant
Because
experience in
like
1 hour.
that was like my main confusion during the Flyff PC era was like you had a block stat and a parry stat, but what the hell is the difference?
Isn't parry, you just return damage.
I don't know whether you actually return damage or not. I don't know, but if that's a thing,
Yeah,
it's going to be
neither
fun
do
getting
I.
monster by monster. Imagine
I
being
would
like a
assume
glass
that it would
cannon
just
blade,
return-
and, like a minus boss is parries, and you literally just bunch up by your own damn. You're laying there like a little nuke you are. It's gonna be great. So hopefully that's it's gonna be like. Hopefully that just makes so you get reward for being a tanky or a hybrid build. I love hybrid builds myself for blades.
Flyff has always rewarded hybrids, though. I feel.
No, at least not in my personal experience, especially like late
in a
stages of the game.
PvE, like a PvE setting, if you're like farming Aminus and stuff, like when it comes to like later on dungeons, hell no.
No, okay. As long as you want to have a dedicated tank, and then there's also dedicated glass cannon blade, just like slapping the cheeks out of the monster.
No, I mean for
And-
solo though.
Yeah, I mean solo just doesn't need a lifesteal and just be able to survive the highest damage crit. That's all the HP you needed. Like you need to be able to tank the highest damage crit if you didn't block it, or you just risked it for the biscuit, and just
Or
I
a
just
cookie.
hope I block it. If I don't, ow.
Risk it for a cookie.
Yeah, risk it for the biscuit.
You get 50 of them at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, buddy. Risk it for the lollipop. I'm definitely gonna be looking for like getting some really funny titles. Interesting. Hopefully they got that video doing on those titles soon once they decide what they are going to be. It's definitely gonna be a fun thing to farm. Like a series about grinding them.
Hour and 45 minutes. Each
Alright,
playthrough
well, how long did it?
in total, the grinding method was much faster, finishing the level 1 to 15 vagrant experience in 1 hour and 45 minutes.
Is that for mob clearing?
Each playthrough used the same stat and skill build
Quest.
and used the same
13
strategy,
quests.
with only the main difference being quests versus grinding. Times will vary once other factors are considered, like how playing in a full party will grant significantly more experience.
Yes.
Also consider that at launch, the beginner master pet areas may be very crowded, making it
Definitely
difficult to find
parsing up.
monsters available to fight. With less monsters, questing becomes more efficient for quests.
Oh, I remember the quest he's doing right now. Oh, that's such a pass. If there's even one more person yoinking those things right before you. Oh, that's good. This is going to be the first area. If someone getting muted for like being toxic, this is going to be the place. I'm calling it right now. Here is going to be the first like mute or ban. I'm calling it right here. Like, people are gonna be nasty.
Um,
If someone just walks by, grabs it, and runs off, and the guys be sitting there for like 3 hours trying to get it. Like,
dude,
people
you
are like, oh.
attempted me just to stand there, just watch the salt, just do a stand salt stream.
Just get like 7 other people and it'll just be like, yeah, it's mine.
Yeah.
Oh
No,
no.
I'm not taking them. I'm just watching the salt happen.
Oh, they're usually just sitting there like with the popcorn.
Yeah.
Oh, if you ever get a popcorn emote, oh boy, I'm gonna be sitting there. Gonna be great.
And pickups rather than booty from masker pets. Despite everything mentioned, if a player wants to make it to level 15 as quickly as possible, I recommend they focus on the grind.
Yeah.
A focus on grinding means defeating monsters for experience without stopping for as long as possible. The more a player prepares in town, the longer they can stay outside to fight.
Oh, there's also the upgrade system.
Mostly stays the same for a
strength.
player's time as a vagrant. Their character
They
will
changed
attack
how
an
the menu
enemy,
looks.
use skills, restore health and FP with consumables, and collect loot. Despite minimal changes in strategy over the first 15 levels of grinding, everything a player spends time to prepare for seems to have an exponential return on investment. After completing the first job change quest at level 15 in Flyff Universe, characters automatically have their skill points reset for the player to reallocate into their new job skills. By resetting skill points at level 15, players can feel empowered to utilize the Vagrant skills while leveling, and these skills are very worthwhile. The skills granted to Vagrants are physical skills that consume FP as a resource.
I mean, like, I hear you going like, but that's because, like, we are used to leveling a character with, like, really high, like, awakened gear stats. Like, we literally have had, like, 500 times the amount of attack you should have at that level. So then auto-attacking is, like, best way, because we had, like, attack speed, walk speed, everything. We literally just running around like Usain Bolt on cocaine or something. We were just running around with the speed of light, putting the flesh to shame, and just like one-tapping monsters till like level 60.
That's true.
But because if you don't have any of that gear, auto-attacking is it's just bad. Like it's not going to work out unless you're going like the hybrid build where you put like enough dex into to get like the attack speed breaks, but that's something else.
Yeah.
And then everything else the auto attack, but it's skills are valuable if you don't have any like good gear. Like if you have no gear, skills are good, especially the vagrant ones.
I'm kinda hoping we're gonna get a pet though.
I wouldn't be surprised if we start out with like how they did it in Maplestone, where you get like it's like a pet that worth like the last 7 days.
Yeah,
like
which is fine.
Snail.
That's enough.
Yeah. Even then, I'll probably just buy one anyway. Like, I find with them putting pets that, like, I don't go for buff pets, I want normal pets in the cash shop. I'm fine with them.
I don't think they'll do buff pets.
I hope they don't.
I genuinely don't think they'll do buff pets.
I mean, it isn't a thing now, and hopefully it won't be a thing down the line, but we'll see. I genuinely think they don't. Otherwise, they probably just sell them as an upgrade for your existing pet in a NPC shop. Dungeon. I don't think they should have locked up behind cash shop areas.
No, I agree.
But yeah, but I'm fine with them selling normal pets in the cash shop because I'm fine with them earning money through that to sustain the server.
Oh hell yeah! Oh yeah, like I'm fine with that. Just don't do gacha.
Yeah, like if they have to find like a model, I hope they just do like a membership or something along those lines.
That's something I wanted to mention.
20% or plus 50% EXP from killing monsters. Something.
I was gonna mention that at the end as part of.
Yeah, okay. I mean, we're going to discuss it at the end, like you wanted to.
Yeah, that's one thing I really wanted to.
We're only halfway through the video, so let's continue.
Yeah, we got like another half hour.
Yeah. Oh lord.
To restore FP, players can have their characters rest by sitting down or utilize vital drink consumables. The main factor in how a player will interact with their skill points as a vagrant ties directly into how deep their FP pool is and how quickly they can recover FP during battle. For me, both questing and grinding returned around the same amount of pena, meaning each method affords players the same number of vital drinks to be purchased. Players will want to stock up on enough consumables to use a vital drink whenever their FP runs out. The key to maximizing the number of skills a player can use in an encounter will correlate to the character's maximum FP. Traditionally in Flyff PC, players allocated every stat point during the Vagrant experience into strength. Players weren't using skills, so the health and FP generation from stamina lacked significant value. During my second Vagrant playthrough focused on grinding, I found the Battle Shield, which grants +1 to all stats.
Oh, nice.
To tell you that I was surprised to see how much value was added from a single point of stamina would be an understatement. FP generation went up dramatically after equipping the Battle Shield, allowing my character to utilize skills more frequently.
That's
Additional
nice.
testing could help drive a solid conclusion, but it's fair to say that stamina investment could have serious value.
Wait, how much
on the
did it
way to
go
level
up by?
15. We've discussed a bit about skills
Don't
and
we
how
can
stamina and
watch it back
FP
later.
play a role in their use, but now let's take a deeper look at how I most effectively used Vagrant skills. The first Vagrant skill, Clean Hit, is a low-cost opening skill that can be used repeatedly from the action bar or as a starting skill on the action slot. It's a slow-moving, high-damage attack that hits one time. At the start of a Vagrant's journey, Clean Hit will be the skill used to plow through enemies quickly at a low cost of FP.
Oh yeah.
Once hitting level 5, Vagrants gain their next skill, Flurry. Flurry costs a bit more, but moves quickly and can be placed in the second, third, and fourth action slots. Because Flurry is a middle tier combo skill, it cannot be used from the action bar.
So you can
but
just
it
double
works
click on the
better as a
skill to
combo
add it to the
skill anyway.
skills, to the action slot.
After unlocking the second Vagrant skill, most players will now have all the skills they need until level 15.
Oh,
In
was he
fact,
dragging it,
when
was he?
testing skills, I
Yeah.
found that the most efficient way to level skills as a Vagrant was to level Clean Hit to max and Flurry to 6. These calculations assume players are using the buffs provided by the buff pang. Reviewing the skill pane, it can be observed that after reaching level 6 for Flurry, the cost of using the skill jumps from 12 FP to 15. The third skill costs a whopping 30 FP.
I love
By the
Damien,
time
he's
a
a
player
troll.
reaches max on
Yeah.
Clean Hit and level 6 on Flurry, with maximum strength investment, a Vagrant will have just at or above the 46 FP required to use an action slot combo of 1 Clean Hit and 3 casts of Flurry. FP scaling slows down enough at this point that the use of any additional skill points causes a decrease in effective damage. The third skill is often completely unnecessary, as the damage output from an action slot attack with the mentioned setup will kill or leave enemies with a single auto attack of remaining health. These calculations could change with variations in stat allocation by using additional stamina instead of strength. Perhaps the Vagrant build could be further optimized, but with this setup, players can quickly and effectively make their way to level 15. Another important factor to consider while leveling are the gear options available to the player.
Local demo earrings, nice.
The amount of loot from the Masker Pets players face as a Vagrant has decreased in Flyff Universe. The general drop rate for Pena and items feels very low, but the limited amount of loot players...
I want to say the Pena drop rate, it felt like it was in the old days of Flyff PC. Because at a certain point, I think it was like V19 or V18, it felt like they made Pena drop times 10 from monsters. Like, I was getting millions from killing a boss mob, but it used to be like 100k in the past. And the same with like bangs, because bangs used to drop the normal like gold coins on the ground, and then in V18 it suddenly turns to the little money pouches instead.
Yeah, I used to, if I was desperate for money, I used to go around, what's it called? Around the world by Animus. Those giants, and I'd just make a killing.
They dropped like 100k to a mil, I think.
It was ridiculous. Yeah, it was a ridiculous.
That was also one of the main reasons why and since there were no gold sinks, it was like Pena inflation just got out of hands.
And I remember, I can't remember who it was who used to help me out on it. We used to take out Meteor as well for money.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to farm a Meteor again for those juicy plus 20 ranks. Ooh.
I know.
Oh, this is gonna be a fight enough, because it is a tough fight, because he has like a one-shot skill, that's percentage 100%.
3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does it to you 3 times, so you gotta go
Hopefully
super
they change it that you can like tank it if you are like a proper tank.
Me.
Because basically it made it so that you either had to have revive scrolls or pray or just pray that they didn't one shot the RM.
Yeah.
So have like a backup RM.
Yep.
But it might also be like funny that you need like a proper like think about what classes you bring towards farm. Like you have two RMs, one tank, maybe a backup tank if aggro skills are a thing, and then just everything else is DPS.
And then if everything's over leveled, you'd have your level relevant character just outside.
Yeah, just walk in like. Boop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do receive will feel special. During my Vagrant playthroughs, I rarely received items as loot. Sometimes common items dropped that provided an immediate boost for an equipment slot that hadn't been updated in a while. But the most noticeable change to drops in the 1 to 15 level range was the massive increase in uncommon and green item drops.
Nice.
Players can expect that during their Vagrant journey, they will find uncommon or better items that provide steep power boosts. The drop rate was very high, high enough in my experience
level 15
that by the
greens
time my character reached level 15,
in
they
PC
had found
5.
nearly one of every first
So
job
like movement,
uncommon
speed,
item
and
at least
strength,
one uncommon
right?
shield.
Yep.
Both runs even dropped a piece of
Or
jewelry,
like 10%
the
XP or
first run
something.
providing a vigor ring, and the second, a Dimmel earring. The boost in uncommon items, especially those for first job classes, allows players participating in a party to plan out and share loot for level 15 and beyond.
Yeah, share loot.
Those sticking to solo play will have more lucrative items to sell to vendors or other players. Luck and drops will vary from player to player, so having
setting up
backup
a shop with
strategies
food
like using
items.
core drops will allow a player to bridge the gap until they find better equipment or reach level 15.
They usually all like nice selling base make just like fly over to Darken, buy the gold pills, and then just fly and then they just go to a random leveling spot and just start opening a shop and start selling them. I really hope you can just open up shop anywhere because I really love like all the ghost shops. And just drop like a guy near leveling with all food, MP pots, FP pots, and everything. With like a slight uptick, like 20% of the price, so you make like a decent amount of profit and not scalp everybody else leveling there.
If no uncommon or better weapons drop, I noticed in my runs that the common axes, like the Rodney axe, provides a significant power boost for grinding. Axes are slower for auto-attacking, but have a high damage range, making them ideal for builds that rely on skill use, which players will do plenty of as a Vagrant. Utilizing the drops players have at their disposal
Thanks for that tip.
minimize some of the
has he got Awakening Scroll in his inventory right there?
Lucky and unlucky. Utilizing the drops
Where?
Third item on the top row.
No, those are S-Pros.
Oh, right, okay. I was
No, S-Pros, yeah, S-Pros. But it might just be the same model or something different, though, who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe it's like a
mob drop. I'm assuming it's mob drop.
Wouldn't be surprised if it's a mob drop.
Since they said no cash shop gouging.
I mean, they were either going to sell it through NPCs or either made it a drop.
Yeah.
But I think those are just for jewelry. Because I don't remember, at least for upgrading, you just needed the power dice, and that was it.
I can look on...
We can do that, like, later. Let's try and finish the video for once.
Yeah.
Players have at their disposal can help minimize some of the gap between the lucky and unlucky. Even minor upgrades to defense through updating armor and shields gave powerful results in the staying power while grinding. The boost defense gives at the Vagrant level ranges is so powerful, I believe if players don't have the NPC gear for their level from drops by the time they can upgrade, players should go back to town and buy that new armor. As a small tip to save time, remember to utilize Town Blinkwings.
Oh yeah.
Enjoy the time you have as a Vagrant. After only 15 short levels, the world opens up to players and soon they'll be off to higher adventures. Joining the wave of players rushing to higher levels will be tempting, and for some, it's the right path. But consider smelling the roses, taking a look for hidden secrets, and of course, saving puppy Yorn.
Oh no, I'm gonna kick the puppy between legs.
It was interesting to review the different paths players will take on their way to reaching their first job.
That was so drama getting that thing to drop.
Alright, I've got
the 50 other people trying to pick it up.
I've got the post here. Oh, that was a bit of a...
Okay, let me quickly give everybody a link to this video so they can drop a like, leave him a comment to help with the algorithm. Also, these are great videos. This is really well.
They are
well
really
made
good. They're
video.
really informative. I'm just gonna drop this down so you guys can see. Yeah. That post on Twitter where they mentioned the power dice, it doesn't look like you use like S Pros or G Pros or anything.
No, it's just pure power dice.
It's just pure upgrade that just drops from enemies.
And the best thing about it is this actually gonna make like even if you don't get like weapon drops from giants, you can still get like power dice. It's probably gonna be like a decent money source for like earning money through player trading.
Yeah, and it stops the amount of people farming moons and suns as well.
Yeah,
like completely ruining them spots. Because I know. I used to be an absolute asshole for those spots.
We were literally just terrorizing people trying to come in the dungeon. We were just we held down every like the dungeon on every server in our world.
Yeah,
and we've never sort of tried to kill. We've literally just made sure we targeted them first so they couldn't kill it while they were tanking the monster until they left.
Well, it's like
their assholes back then.
It was like the verbal massacre of Mars Mine.
He was helping us being a little terrorist. We were.
Yeah, it was brutal. Saint Morning was a pretty big battlefield for farming, like early level farming. It was brutal. But yeah, that was neat. Some neat little leveling videos on, well, the leveling experience and monster scaling. Very informative. I thoroughly enjoyed those two. I thought they were really good. Like I said in the leveling the scaling video, I think there's a little bit... some of it's a little bit wrong, where he's mentioning from a 1v1. I just feel like he's coming in from a 1v1 perspective, because he's obviously testing this stuff out 1v1, because he's the only one playing the game. But since they've definitely upped the quantity of mobs...
Yeah, I mean, it isn't that big, because I thought it was for one time, but it's like 10%, 20% increase, but they also shortened the respawn time, so they respawn quicker.
Yeah, but my problem with that is, in the short run of the game, like the first, I want to say 2 or 3 weeks, no, probably longer than that, actually. Yeah, I want to say, like, the first month or 2, it's not going to be that bad. But after the initial 1 or 2 months, that's where you're going to see the tank selling and mob EXP
don't think that's
coming.
A problem, though. Like, it's literally just people paying to level quickly. That's a fine service.
Yeah, I know, but he's coming from the perspective of, like, a new player leveling and them not being griefed for, you know, kill stealing and all of that stuff.
At that point, you just move to a different area where they aren't like tank, because it's not gonna be like everywhere. It's not gonna be like those people. Like, hopefully, there will be a PK channel where you got people. Oh, there's a tank, yoink, and you just shank him in the back, and you just watch all the mobs run away in panic. That's gonna be great.
Dude, that happened to me so many times while selling tank stuff. People yoinking.
I'm just going to start selling a PK server. Want someone dead? Yeah, I got you.
It's fine though.
Just listen for a bounty, and here we go.
So there's some things I do want to add to the leveling thing, and it's more to do with like the cash shop stuff. And I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me here, but don't put amps in straight away. I think that's the worst thing they could do, is put, like, even if it's like R amps. Was it R amps or S ramps?
ES amps.
Yeah, like, don't put them in either. Like, if you're gonna do it in like a year's time. Don't do it now. One thing I have messed with the idea of is I wouldn't mind membership.
Oh, I definitely mind.
Depending on how they do it. If it's like, I don't know. If it was just, thank you for supporting us, here's a little bit of bonus, but the bonus isn't EXP. Like, if they did it as EXP, do it, then it's not like a shit ton. Don't make it a lot of EXP. Do it like 2 times.
20%.
Like 2 times. Like what? Yeah.
That's a lot, though. Double EXP is a lot.
Yeah.
I also even like a 50% bonus. I'm fine with that. That is enough for me, even with higher costs, because they are already changing how much, like how long it takes to level up. So they're making it more linear instead of exponential.
Oh,
So that's good.
okay. But like,
So 50% is like a big boost.
even if they didn't do the EXP thing, maybe like a very minor Pena boost or something,
Oh,
or
great too.
whatever.
Well,
I
like
don't
one
know.
thing I personally want is get an additional entry for dungeons.
Yeah, actually,
Like
yeah.
just one. Like one per dungeon, not like 2 or 5. That's too strong. Just one extra entry to like so you can run dungeons twice per hour instead of only once per hour.
If you were asked, would you want membership and what it would include, what would you put down? Like, seriously.
What
I
I
want
would put
chat to
down
answer
is
this
like a
too.
50% boost in EXP, 10% boost in Pena, like raw Pena drops from mobs. Like not
Yeah,
too big, because that it'll start inflating like
way too much.
yeah, like it will inflate
In all
ridiculously
fairness,
hard
though,
otherwise.
the one thing early Flyff did well was Pena sync events.
Yeah, like the GM shops where you got like
Yeah.
cakes were god tier.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like the GM shops was genius for Pena sync, like just currency sync in general. Probably one of the best ways of
But
doing
it
it.
just also needs a better Pena sync. That isn't like how they did, like the only Pena quote unquote Pena sync there was when you had like an advanced guild house, which was too steep. If it was only like affordable because of how inflated the Pena was in the game.
I wonder what it's like now. It was awful when I stopped playing.
Oh, it's even worse. It's only going.
Yeah,
Now
I
that
bet.
now you have to buy like 100 weak W coins or whatever it's called for like 2 bill. So like all the gold, all the penny I stored is now worthless. I could probably buy like
Damn.
maybe one S Pro with it.
Damn.
I'm poor. Don't look
Oh,
at.
saying get S Pros 2 mil, I quit.
Oh, those were the good old days when they were S Pros were like 100K, and then and then so whatever happened, like it was like when they probably like increased the drop rate of paying for months, and suddenly S Pros 2 mil a piece, and like, everybody was just screeching in all chat. Oh, what a
Yeah.
day to be alive. Then blaming each other for hiking up the prices. Good old days. And they literally just told them, why don't you sell S Pros for the old price then? No. They wouldn't do it. Oh man.
So, Ash, Fugel, my buddy, I'm gonna pick on you. If you had the choice to have a membership, what bonuses would you want on there? Like, don't be stupid. Like, in a realistic setting, if they asked you, obviously it would be like EXP and Pena boost by like 10%, right? Plus one entry to dungeons, which I think is a really neat idea, to be honest. Considering that we can't. Yeah,
Yeah,
£4 a
I'm
month's
fine with
fine.
yeah.
Yeah,
Depends
I'm
on what
fine
you
with that.
get from it. Like, there is a little thing like I don't mind supporting the game,
If
especially that
it
way.
was like £10 a month, they would have to put coins in there, like cash shop
Definitely
coins.
like cash up currency. I definitely
Yeah,
would like
like 100%.
250 a month or
Like
something.
£4 is like your EXP Pena and extra dungeon.
Yeah,
That's
I don't
it.
even
£4
mind buying that
is
for
fine.
2 accounts even.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Neither would I.
but the one thing I do hope they do is make it giftable. So if we can do like a giveaway on the stream or whatever, we can literally just give away like a month of membership.
I would assume it'd be a cape, to be honest, Fugel.
I like premium CS that everyone would get like either a member set or a cape or a hat. I can see it. It's just everybody in the grand mod will be walking around to that set then.
Mm-hmm. And the one thing with Flyff has always been about, oh, look at this cape that I got and no one else, you know? It's like
Exactly.
Rudolph's and what was the other Christmas set? Rudolph's and Snowman? Was it Snowman?
Yeah, I mean, you had like dinner sets, you
Yeah,
had Rudolph's,
and
you
by the time I stopped playing, they were like, if someone was rocking those sets, you were shit hot.
Yeah, because they were just really bad compared to the nearest sets, which had like 50 times the stats. I had so
I bought
many
a Flyff
sets.
membership and all I got was this hat. It's a tinfoil hat.
Oh, I would love a tinfoil. That's going to be my identity if they ever get handed out. Like the shittiest hat you can think of, I'm going to be rocking it.
Dude, I've always wanted an MMO where the robot glamour is literally the robot dude from Wizard of Oz.
Oh, yeah, like a really shitty version, yeah.
Yeah, just like literally a tin can.
Dude, it's like a freaking, like a $2 Halloween costume. They're like aluminum and stuff, they're like wrapped around your face.
Oh, funny. But yeah, like I wouldn't mind like a membership, but it depends on what they offer. Amps out of the fucking question. Don't shove them in until like a year or two. Just absolutely don't.
I will say just like
Membership
2 or 3
I'm fine
months
with,
later
though.
is fine.
That's a
So we'll
stretch.
see.
But that's like a go on then kind of stretch, right? Like 3 or 4 months after. It is a stretch.
And maybe get like a daily free worldwide shout or something. It's probably going to get abused anyway, like in the Maple Story.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Or just have some, or just get like daily goodies, like where you get like daily HP pods, daily MP pods, you know, or like a buff scroll that gives you like buff bank buffs,
You know what?
something like that.
I'm a noob.
Old news, but okay.
I forgot to put a source for chat for talking with chat.
Now they're just staring blankly at the background of the angel statue that apparently has a story but nobody knows of.
Yeah, pretty much. Right. You know what?
Oh, yeah,
We're gonna take 2
want to
seconds to
mention
do
is that
something. You
because I
may
also
see my
quickly don't look at me.
yeah. Don't look at me.
There you go, he's gone. You're safe, chat. You can look again.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the one thing that I really liked and what you noticed during the beta test was that like in Flyff you have like these random flying ships which have no purpose whatsoever. In the beta, in the beta they actually have a purpose. Their purpose in the beta was that you could literally just go to Flaris and then go all the way up towards the little flying platform, and then each ship would go to a different continent. You could just hop on them, and then, I don't know, go to the toilet, make a drink, grab a sandwich, and then come back and you would just arrive at the other place. Because they literally had like a network of flying ships to each main city.
Mm-hmm.
And that was great, because I loved that. And also because normally, if you don't have like money, or you don't want to spend money on those expensive blink wings in the early game, you can literally just use those flying ships to travel everywhere. And you don't have money for like, or you're, because those things are fast. Like they outspeed your flying gear you get in like the fastest flying non-member stuff. Yeah, that was great though. It's basically also like the taxi system, or for those who've played Maple Story back in the day, like the flying airship to get from place to place, where you just hop on those, wait for the air taxi, hop on, and then probably get your brain smashed out by a flying balrog or something, and then you come back to your dead body.
You can still play it that way as well.
Yeah, great. Yeah, you
Like,
can still
that's
do it
still
on
an option.
Maple. And I just love that they added that. It was great. Like it was nice. Are there anyone in chat right now or anyone that's in chat that's watching or that hasn't fallen asleep yet? If you have a question, feel free to ask them right now, because we are at the end of this stream, basically, at least at the end of watching these videos. So you have any questions?
We got about 15 minutes left. 2 hours is a bit long.
Yeah.
So we got about 15 minutes. We can do some questions.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Noses like, oh my god.
I've waited 50 years for this.
When's release date?
Yet.
We don't know for West. Asian is...
At the end of this month.
Yeah, they gave
At
us
the
18th of May.
28th.
It's the 18th. So
18th even. Next week.
Early access, Southeast Asia, 18th of May, 1 AM UTC. It's also not IP restricted, so we can play it, but if you... I'm assuming it's Korea?
Southeast Asia, so literally just Philippines, I think, falls under that.
Oh, Philippines, is it? I'm assuming the game's going to be in
prepare to
Filipino.
spend buff Papo whenever you see someone that can buff. To get some free buffs. Because trust me, if they know you're not Filipino, they won't buff you.
A lot, Fugel. And let's just have a look at the announcements right now. There's about 500 Germans liking the early access. A ton of French. I'd say probably a good 2,000 people. And that's just from Europe.
One of the server release is literally just going to be like, you have to imagine like this farmer, and there's like this giant pack of disease, right, just devouring everything on his farmland. That's going to be the players. And the farmers are going to be like the mobs that are going to be there, because they're going to get absolutely mass murdered.
Yeah, I think it's going to be about a good 5K.
Won't see the day of light longer than 2 seconds. The moment they spawn, they're gone. I think it's literally going to be like a fight for resources on day 1. So then you can either choose to be one of the first people to log in and rush to 15, or just wait till later today and just level during the night when most people are either, to bed because they have work, or you level during the day when they are at work.
We don't know, Fugel. We don't know anything about the PK yet, I don't think.
The only thing I've heard, like, whispers about is that they're adding a bounty system, or at least they wanted to.
That was
where you can
literally,
if you're like a bad guy, like you have like PK, you have like a few PKs under your belt, that people can list you on that bounty system for like 10k penya, and then whoever finds and kills you gets that bounty.
That's an old system from the original game anyway. I can't remember how long it was in for, but it was on from like version...
2 version, it was like gone.
Yeah, it was there for like version 3, 4 and 5 maybe, and then they took it out. Yeah, I remember it too, because I played it in like
between
V5.
that till V6, and what I do remember is that they want to add like name color changes. As in, if you kill bad guys, you get a blue to like a slightly light color to like blue and green, and if you have like PK, you go from like light purple to dark red, I think. So that system is going to be put back in again, which I was so happy when I heard that. And they are also thinking about a PK currency, but that's just still up for debate. Where you basically, if you kill someone with negative karma, they drop an amount of PK coins over literally all of it, and then you can use that for like to buy rewards from an NPC.
Hold on a minute, that was a player suggestion. I voted no on that one.
Yeah. It's just there.
Yeah, here it is.
Debate still. Yeah,
here it is. Revamp the PK mode into this system. Remove EXP loss on death. Nope.
I mean,
even
like,
with negative karma.
Later down the line,
remove equipment drop from players. From now on, the PK channel, every monster has 100% chance to drop a single PK token. Giants drop more. PK tokens only drop from monsters in your level range would be decided. Killing a player makes them drop a certain percentage of their PK tokens. Players with negative karma drop 100% of their PK tokens. The way the tokens are handled by players and if they would be traded or not would have to be decided by the developers. The items purchased with tokens would definitely be tradable. There would be a new NPC that sells food and cool stuff, blah 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 blah, for the tokens. It's a player suggestion. I highly disagree, but it got upvoted by a lot of people.
But that was just a general idea to get upvoted, because if you scroll down, you see that they made it like individual things, and then like the no XP loss on that was like heavily downvoted.
Yeah.
But it's still like, like even if the entire community says we want it, the devs can still say, yeah, nah.
There's not enough risk reward on it. There's no risk or reward, so the adrenaline of it is like, what's the point? You're just farming people for currency at that point.
I mean, trusting anyone on the PK server is just a recipe for disaster, though, Fugel.
Yeah.
Unless you know where they live. No, so it's like you only really trust your friends, outside the game, or just, know long enough.
Like, I don't have a problem with the system. The problem I have is the risk of losing the XP and stuff should stay.
Yeah. And they're also talking about, like, at least also players suggesting about getting, basically, like, there is, like, if you attack monsters, like, 20 levels above you, you're gonna do, like, non-existent damage, you want that at PvP too. If that gets in PvP, is dead. Period.
Yeah, that's pretty brutal.
Basically, what you get there is max-level characters. They go down to the lower-level areas, and they can do nothing against getting PKs. Nothing. You get one shot, and like all the damage you did is only 10% because of the level difference. You're gonna get absolutely shat on. There's literally no fighting back in that case, and they're just gonna kill PK servers in general if they actually push that through, which I don't think they will, and if they will, then that's.
I think it'd be one of those. They'll probably do it on the normal PvE servers, but on the PK servers, they'll revert it back to normal. But then that would make the bounty system better.
True. It does like promote the bounty system, but then again, like even if you're like low level, if you get even further punished by even like instead of like full damage, like only 10% of your damage, you don't have a 0 fighting back chance. And then again, like the problem with the bounty system is if you have a friend, like Fugel for example, if I get a bounty, I literally just go, hey Fugel, come and clap my cheeks at giggle boxes, and that's easy money for us. Like it's gonna be abusable, but we'll see how it works out in the end.
Role-playing police cat Rubedo over here. There's a street cat on there.
Definitely gonna be an interesting stream where you literally just go around as like a sheriff, trying to hold peace in the PK server, where you get absolutely overflooded by the mean baddies in town.
Oh yeah, you know I'm having the OG outfits on my character. Rubedo is going to have his cat ears and sailor outfit. Philo's going to have his fat astro.
Yeah, it's going to be the fat astronaut on duty, and he instantly dies.
Yeah, like Philo has to have the fat astro. He's got to have the 110 sword from the Giants, the green sword. I can't remember what it's called, but it's fucking gorgeous. And the Rainbow for Messiah
sword, I think. Level 105. And we'll die instantly.
Yeah, I'm leveling Philo first. I'll do Rube second.
Yeah, I'm probably going for Ranger first character, like just to farm things early game. While the prices are still high and I can just keep reinvesting.
That's why I'm going Knight first.
Yeah. So it just depends on like what type of group we have for like leveling, and then just depends on what class I will get, depends on what like fits the.
I'll probably just build full STA and then dice strength for PvE damage.
Yeah, no, or just build just a tank and just have like me or Ash.
No, I don't need to, because they added a fucking skill that swaps my STA to attack damage.
Oh yeah, I forgot they did that, yeah.
I forgot about that at level 60, so I can just pure start STA and go big dick.
And the best thing is, they re-added the double damage buff for knights for wearing a two-handed weapon.
Oh yes.
That has like a random chance of triggering. Right now it's for everybody, but it's up for debate whether it will be just for you or for everybody attacking. Because if that's for everybody attacking, like a knight is a must for any danger runs, because it literally just doubles your damage at certain hits.
I think they'll do it for everyone.
That's broken, but yeah, we'll see.
I reckon they'll do it for everything, and then they'll just so the thing they'll do is they'll probably do it for everyone, but they'll scale all of the bosses and giants based on comps.
Oh, definitely. That would be
They're
great if you actually just made
definitely
it more
scaling.
difficult, depending on your team comp. I would love that system.
Do you want... I guarantee the fucking first boss they'll do is Clockworks. Guarantee it.
I really hope they rework so you can actually do it more than once per guild, and, you know... But I'm definitely interested in just going through an entire story.
Funny you should mention that.
Full guilds.
Fugal, what they're doing with the UI, you can change between the versions UI. So
Yeah,
you can have Flyff Gold if you want, you can have like V5 if you want, you can have like V9 if you want.
Yeah, you can just choose it. So let's just toggle in the settings.
Yeah. You literally just choose. It's nice. Like I'm a fan of that feature.
It's just customizability. It's just a nice little touch, which literally just doesn't cost them anything, because it's just old things. But yeah, it's great. I mean, like the extra slot is the same as the old one. Like for what I remember during the beta test, it's like the old action slot pre V18. Like
dude, the action slot was bullshit anyway.
Yeah, it was just like another way to just, you know, farm money.
Shit.
Yeah. Then again, I just hope we don't be able to add a slot to action slot, because that was just dumb that was even possible.
Better than spamming F3.
I'm not sure if that was a thing, because I didn't really do it myself, but I think you could like have custom keys for anything. So you could just change like the keyboard, like instead of having everything on F keys, you could have it on your Q, W, E, etc.
You could just press K to or scroll through the combo. There was a button that legitimately scrolled through the combo list, the action slot. It would do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in order. I'm pretty sure it was K. I could be wrong.
I never used it. I just pressed C and it would just like collect the entire action log.
Yeah. I never used it because it was pretty much just stone hand and kill whoever in arena.
Yeah. Sonic hand them to death.
Yeah, it's okay, it was C then, Ash. I know it was either C or K, I just went with either one.
There was actually slot key, yeah, you could just drag it to like a custom key.
Yeah. It was really good. I liked it.
I don't think we have any more questions, I think.
Yeah,
I think everybody's falling asleep in
done.
chat.
Doing AoE assists on my action slot and it just cancels the first 2 skills, yeah. Was that due to spellcast reduction though?
I mean, action slot did it. Added like what after the first, at least like the new version. If you like, after the first kill, you get like 100% decrease casting time.
Yeah. Was it the level 75 assist set that was decreased cast time?
Oh, 45.
Or was it 45?
Yeah, like all the best sets were level
Holy
45.
Fuck.
Like
Okay.
this level 60 set was tank. Level 75 I think was useless, nobody used it. They had like level 1 of 5 as like the tank set.
Yeah, because the 75 set's like a tank
You got
block
like
set.
more NP, useless. And you got more defense, I think, something really random. Oh, there was like the
Because
level 50 set.
the only 75 set I had was for Knight, and I called it the banana armor because it was bright yellow.
Yeah.
And it was
Knight
block.
armor.
Yeah, and it was block and like a pathetic amount of STA.
Yeah, but you did it for like the percentage block, percentage HP.
Oh yeah, it was fucking stupid amounts. Like, it is actually dumb, the block rate. But why would you take it when the 120 set gives you like a godly amount of STA?
Yeah.
Like the STA you got from the 120 set, like greatly overpowered that set already.
But they're just rebalancing that and hopefully for the best. So it actually makes sense to get like sets at your level instead of just level 45 till the end, baby.
One thing I'd wish they would do to make it more like with armors and weapons, if the stats are different, like in the original, Like the level 75 is like, say, tank focus, the level 90 is 1v1 focus. You could up the level of the armor, which increased the defense.
That will be interesting.
Like, so, say for instance, the level 75, you increase the level by 10, so now it's a level 85 armor set. Like that kind of thing. So then you're not limited, you're not gimping yourself on defense and stuff.
We'll see, or they just make it so that you have like 2 options at each level bracket.
Yeah.
1v1 and tank.
See. Yeah. But in all fairness, defense didn't really matter in Flyff anyway.
Nah, especially magic defense was the biggest joke in that game.
Yeah.
They'll still blast you for full damage anyway. And the best meme thing about like Flyff PC was that if you were like a sidekeeper and you had any form of element on your weapon, you just literally just did less damage. Period.
Yeah.
Like minus 20%. I actually used to have some guy, was Moonchild, if you still remember him.
Yeah, I know.
Like who had like plus 20 element on his mentalist.
No.
I really just told him, guy, you do know that's literally like 30% less damage than without element. No, that's not true. And he tested it, and he just came back with like a white face, like, it's true.
and you're there wearing the ridicule mask.
I was absolutely gasping for air. Oh my god, that guy I just gave him like the full royal treatment.
You're like /Riddy spamming your keyboard with your face.
Yeah. That was literally just like the Kek W of the time.
Alright, guess what? We're over the 2-hour mark. This is definitely long for the YouTube, so we are going to have to head on.
Unless there's anyone still the question, ask him now, otherwise we're going to end the stream here.
Last questions.
Yes. Maybe Moses still has a question they want to shoot, or maybe Fugel, if he's still around.
Don't ask Fugel, I'll be waiting for like the stupidest question ever answered on Twitch.
It's fine, we'll just ban him off.
Yeah, unmod him, ban him, get out of here, unfriend him. Cancel.
Oh. Yeah, we were some edgy little kids back in the day. Oh lord. Like, we've done things back then, like, which was just normal, because that was literally just internet culture, which would get instantly cancelled now. It's nuts.
Yes. I genuinely think they will.
Yeah, I've talked about this with the devs about it, and yes, upgraded stuff will drop, even like raw gear. Like you can even get, and from during the beta test, I managed to get a +8 armor drop.
No way.
Yes.
Was that just normal, or was it like?
It wasn't normal armor, but it's just all randomized.
That's still
so
+8.
You can get like green armor with +8 if you're really lucky.
Dude, you really want to do giants then?
People were like calling me out, nah, that's not a thing. And I told them, yeah, that's the thing, because literally I didn't tell where I went to farm, because I want to keep it for myself during the beta test, for memes. And then the dev stepped in, so yeah, that's the thing, because I got like a +7 item myself.
That's crazy. Alright.
No, there was an increased item drop, but it was a rare drop though, I think a handful of people from the entire beta test got like that high of an armor drop. But the one thing I do hope is like that they add Red Meteor back and like make it a good fight and get him, and we can actually get just +20 jewelry drops from him. I really hope that's the thing, because that will be a great thing to just farm out to upgrade yourself, and later to sell to other people who do not have like the stats to farm it, or do not have the time.
Dude, I'm kind of hoping they're gonna add the achievement shop.
Oh, we'll see. I really hope that I get like some rare pets from that. It was great, like the like the Matrushka doll. Maybe you could get from it, or the little, what was it again? The baby cow, I guess.
And you could, well, it doesn't really matter because we're not getting scrolls and shit in this version, but you could get like
A cards, which would be great.
A cards, yeah.
Even S cards, and then they shut it down.
Yeah. The S cards were in there for a little while as well.
Well, the best thing about the old achievement shop for me that it glitched out on one of my accounts where they literally gave me every achievement like times 10. For whatever, I think I showed you, but it was like they just randomly gave me like I on that specific account I never killed Clockworks, but apparently I killed him 100 times for like the Clockworks title on the achievement shop.
What? That's crazy.
Yeah, so because you needed to unlock like certain titles in game to unlock them in the achievement shop, and one of the titles was where you had to kill I think Clockworks like 100 times or like 10 or 50 times or 100.
Yeah.
And I had the highest tier unlocked in the achievement shop on the website.
Damn. That's
That was
crazy.
wild. Yeah, I was just sitting there like, and then like 2 weeks later when I found that out, they closed that down forever, and I cried.
Damn. I had a lot unlocked on there. I specifically targeted the titles that I wanted from like Glaffins and stuff. The Glaffin one took ages. That spawn is awful.
Dreadful, yeah.
It's one of the
I'm
worst
definitely gonna
spawns.
be interested in what titles they're going, because they're gonna like reshuffle the titles like what they're going to be.
Yeah.
I'm really interested in like getting some really nice titles just to show off or like, fit my name or whatever.
I got the A-Bat one because A-Bats are awesome. I love
Yeah.
A-Bats.
They're basically like the poster child of Flyff too.
They really are. I had to get the A-Bat title. It's fun.
I guess it's time for us to close shop.
Yeah, so then, Marty, where can we find you?
You can find me on twitch.tv/Martician, or you can find me on YouTube, which I will, under the same name, which I am going to drop a link so you can watch all my cringe videos from the past, which I hopefully have privated, but I probably won't. Oh, let me have a look-see. There you go. Okay, I've deleted most videos, it seems, but anyway. There you go, shout out, and this is my YouTube. Which I will be starting to, I can't speak. Which I will be dropping guides on once we get to the content, and I'll be trying to make, like, mainly focus on low gear. So if you, like, you just started and you want to tackle your first dungeon, you want to tackle your first character, how are you going to gear, builds, anything you can think of for guides, I'll be posting that. So
I hope you stick at it, because you are really good with your knowledge with this game.
Yeah, definitely. It's interesting. I just like talking about it too, because it's just a great nostalgia shit trick for me, and I like sharing what I know about this game to people who are new, or they just don't know how to do certain things. I'm always willing to help, so hopefully I'll see you guys in game.
Yeah. And hopefully we'll do this as a regular, like, weekly thing. I know there's a few things we want to do, like maybe bring in some friends as well and joke around with, like, the
that also really depends on
outfit
like
creations and stuff.
Yeah. It also depends like how much content the devs are giving us, because if there's no new info, then there's no real point in talking about things already talked about.
I think there's a lot to talk about anyway at the moment.
Yeah.
There's quite a bit we can go on from suggestions, even from player suggestions to what they've shown us. There's tons.
But I definitely would make this a thing, especially when the game is out. I'm definitely do this as a weekly thing minimum.
Oh, hell yeah.
Well, like progression, how we're doing, what we noticed, little tips here and there. Maybe some secret quests we found for some good booty.
Hell yeah. Our leveling experience
I'm definitely gonna have a look if we still can get the Vorpal Blade, which had like 150 more attack than anything else on the same level in Flyff PC. Which you had to do.
What level was that blade? It's like level 20, right?
20, yeah. And you did it around 15 or pre-50, one of those.
Was it the Red Bang troop stole it or something?
Yeah.
I remember.
You stole it and you just go to them near the Bang area, near the cave, which I've got the name of for a second. The, what do you call it again? Like the old arena.
I can't remember.
It's just like a Flares, like in the first starting area. At the end, you have like a dungeon near things. There's like a little spawn area for like the red base where you just kill them until you got either them. I'm not gonna spoil the story for those who are interested in the story, but yeah. That's where you got it. It was like a blue sword with like a star at the tip, and literally that was it. And then later at the end of the quest you got it, and it was one of the best swords for mercenaries in the game till like level 40.
It's really good.
Yeah, it's ridiculously good. And because it was a sword that had like a higher attack speed than Axis.
Alright, my turn. So, thank you guys. This obviously the first time we did this, so if you enjoyed it, click like. If you want to comment on how we can improve this stuff, or discussions you want to hear us voice our opinions on and stuff, we're more than welcome to do a video on that. I've had a lot of fun. This was really cool. I love the nostalgia of playing Flyff. I got so many good memories. I can't wait to play the game. I just want it now.
Yeah, you've been wanting it now, like, ever since I first mentioned it to you.
Yeah, I know. I've been riding the copium so hard.
Oh, we need to get a copium emote for you.
You do, but
like
yeah,
like a ready copium.
A ready copium. Hell yeah, hell yeah. With Rube's face on it.
Or just a really cute face, like a little copium mask. Copium tank behind it.
Alright, so we are gonna head off. Thank you so much for joining me, Martician.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
And thank you everyone for tuning in and giving us some questions. And your opinions and stuff. It's been super fun. I've loved it. But yeah, we's gonna head off now.
Yeah.
So bye guys. Thank you so much.
Yes, and hopefully till next time.
Yeah, next time for sure. We'll likely look at player suggestions and other things. See what's around to dig up. Yeah. So we'll see you next week.
Because we have like a specific Flyff section on Rubedo's Discord. So if you have any, maybe we could add like a channel for like next podcast questions, where you can just drop them in there, so we can go over them at the end of the stream.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So if anyone has any questions, they can just drop it in there, and we'll just look at it at the end of the next stream.
Yep, that sounds good. All right, thank you so much, guys, and I'll see you next time. Thank you, Marty.
Bye bye. See you guys around.
For like the 5th time.